Hi there, I'm Josh Geishery, and you're listening to Amplify Arlington, a news podcast highlighting local stories and upcoming events. Let's dive into our stories, starting with Michael and the League of Women Voters of Arlington.
The League of Women Voters of Arlington Candidates Night was held at Town Hall on March 18th. The event was co-hosted by the LWVA and Envision Arlington and featured candidates for several town-wide offices, including Select Board, School Committee, and the Board of Assessors. The evening included Q&A sessions with the candidates, which began at 8 p.m. Earlier in the night, residents also had a chance to meet candidates for town meeting, along with current town meeting members. If you missed it, the event was recorded and can be found on youtube.com/ACMi-TV. Now to Stuart for the ACMi School Committee debate.
In a debate for the contested one-year school committee seat, candidates Dmitry Vasilyev, Crystal Haynes-Coppathorne, and Sean Barry outlined their qualifications and approaches to governing at a time of financial uncertainty. Each pointed to personal and professional experience as preparation for handling core responsibilities like budgeting, policy decisions, and community engagement. A central theme was the possibility that the budget override may fail, forcing difficult trade-offs such as cutting staff, instating or increasing fees to be paid by families, and even the possibility of closing an elementary school. Candidates also discussed what they would prioritize if the override passes. The debate concluded with candidates questioning one another, offering contrasts and perspective while keeping the discussion centered on the district's immediate challenges. The full debate is available to watch at youtube.com/ACMi-TV. And now to Charlotte with Arlington Tenants' victory.
After a 6-year dispute over steep rent increases imposed by a corporate landlord, tenants at 840 to 846 Mass Ave reached a resolution that will convert all 59 units in their building into permanently affordable housing. The purchase by the Housing Corporation of Arlington ensures current residents can remain, while preserving long-term affordability for future tenants. Organizers framed the outcome as both a local victory and a broader signal of the need across Massachusetts for policies like rent stabilization and TOPA, or Tenant Opportunity to Purchase Act. They argued that without systemic protections, similar disputes will continue elsewhere. And now over to Josh for the Music Educators Association All-State Conference.
Arlington's public schools were represented on a statewide stage at the Massachusetts Music Educators Association All-State Conference, where AHS graduate Cooper Roberts was recognized for excellence in composition for his electronic and choral arrangement of Take This Gift by Tracy Wong. The event also featured the AHS Madrigal Singers, directed by Mara Walker, showcasing student ensembles from across the state. Here's some upcoming events to look forward to.
Next Thursday at 7 p.m. in the AHS Black Box Theater, the Honors Orchestra and Music Production Honor students will present their annual collaborative concert, featuring original works composed and arranged by student producers for the orchestra. The program spans a wide range of styles: classical, rock, ambient, club, and experimental, and will run for approximately 90 minutes.
Saturday, March 28th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. is the Arlington Health and Wellness Expo. This is a free, family-friendly event focused on helping people find practical ways to improve their overall well-being. This year's gathering brings together local fitness experts, health professionals, wellness practitioners, and community organizations for an engaging day centered on physical, mental, and holistic health. To learn more, visit arlcc.org.
Also on Saturday, March 28th from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., local residents come together for a No Kings protest at the First Parish Unitarian Universalist on Mass Ave. What began in 2025 as a single day of defiance has grown into a sustained movement, spreading from small towns to city centers and uniting people committed to defending democracy. Participants are coming together to show that collective power matters, emphasizing nonviolent action, de-escalation, and lawful participation. This event is about standing up for families, neighbors, and communities, and making a clear message: no thrones, no crowns, no kings.
As we mentioned in the last episode, Saturday, March 28th is Arlington's annual town election. Polls will be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Additionally, the Select Board has voted to place an override question before voters on the ballot with the regular town election. Results will be covered live by ACMi after 8 p.m., and that can be watched on acmi.tv.
All right. I wanted to add a few corrections for anyone who's listening to the last podcast. The first one, actually, I guess this is more of a recommendation. So one of the events was canceled. So I would recommend that everybody double checks just to make sure before going to any of these events. It's good to go online, and I'll be better about posting links on the actual, YouTube and other places we're posting this. The second thing is I had said that Arlington roads are confusing for Arlington residents, and I should have just said Arlington roads are confusing for everyone. So that was kind of I don't know why I said that. And then the last one is I felt bad for saying Aeronaut had limited parking as if it was a bad thing, and I kind of outed myself as not really a bar goer because you don't really need to park when you're going to a bar. Like, it's better if you take public transportation or your friend drives you or something. So I recommend taking a bus to go to Aeronaut and or I don't know, bike or
Yeah.
Can you drink and bike?
You can
Actually, is that legal?
No, you actually can't.
So never mind, don't bike.
And
Don't
where
listen
is
to
Aeronaut?
Aeronaut's in
Somerville.
Somerville.
Oh.
It's like it's nestled in the center. You know where the market basket is in Somerville?
Sort of.
It's around there.
Somerville roads are confusing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Somerville's also confusing.
Yeah.
On the topic of public transportation, I have a relevant piece of news.
Okay.
Oh.
The Route 87 bus line, which I take, is going to change its schedule to go to Arlington Center
Ooh.
into the late hours of the night, which is very convenient for me as a bus rider.
What is the late hours of the night? Like 10?
I think whenever the bus lines usually
Yeah.
stop for the evening.
3 a.m.
Well, see, it would be really helpful. I mean, it would be helpful if they had like a really late night thing, but it would only make sense if we also had something that people were doing late at night.
What is the latest bar in Arlington? How late does that stay open?
11?
Is it really that
Maybe.
early?
Monotony?
I think so. That's 11, right? Monotony?
I don't know.
I think that might be the case.
I
And
haven't been to a bar for years.
Yeah.
But I have a question about public transit. Why don't they have a bus from Belmont to Arlington to Medford?
yeah, that goes across.
Yeah.
You have to go in and then back out. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same argument with the T line though. Like to be
Yeah.
able to there's no connection to the red and the green.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to take a
Go all
bus
the way
to
to
get
Main Street.
over to that spot. Like it's terrible that they don't have something on the we were talking about that with Toby before the spokes
Mm-hmm.
the wheel
Mm.
Yeah.
of transportation. He's gonna correct this too. This is gonna show up in the next corrections.
Toby, don't listen.
Toby don't listen.
Close
to
your
this.
ears.
But yeah, we were talking about that because there's no good way to connect those things, and it would make a lot of sense because so many Arlington residents are also doing things in Medford and Belmont, or they have there are people that have students in different areas, or they want to do things and they live in different areas. So just having those kind of connections makes a lot of
We
sense.
ran into that with the Arlington Belmont crew, because it's
Mhm.
Arlington and Belmont.
Yeah.
And kids were in Belmont are not necessarily, it's not really easy for them to get to Spy Pond to practice
Yeah.
after school.
Right.
So, it's a little bit of a deterrent for them to participate.
Right, and there's the big freeway that cuts between it too.
Yeah,
So it's not
exactly.
like I have seen a handful of students that walk across.
Mm-hmm.
That's also not safe
Yeah.
to have to cross there. I mean, they have the lights and everything. And
Mhm.
people are been very respectful in those spots, but
I mean, it's funny because if you go to another country, like in Japan, it does have the wheel around
Mhm.
like all the other systems that go through the city. So you do have and I think they draw it when they draw it simply. It's more of like an oval, but in Tokyo there's like an oval that connects all the outside areas.
it's like
which is crazy.
the hubcap. I think that's the explanation of like that central part that everything is really connected to, and then there's all these paths that go out from there.
Yeah.
But linking those things, I think, is really important for. So it's great. It's great that they have that. I was just behind 87 today,
Yeah.
and it's good that they've expanded. Didn't they
Mhm.
change another bus route recently? It affected another one of our coworkers because they added a stop, so now his commute is longer. Which
The-
that's just what happens when you live somewhere else.
Yeah, the only route I know in Arlington is the 77 that
Mhm.
goes up and down Mass Ave. And that one's a bit reliable, also a bit unreliable at the same time.
Which I think that's very telling for like transportation in general in the US.
Yeah.
But especially in an area like here that we definitely have better transportation than most places in the country.
Hmm.
And at least more people are invested in the public transportation system. I mean, there's systems like Chicago, New York, and here that like people tend to really care about public transportation. And then, other places in the country that just it's so wide and widespread that they have everything that there's not really a drive to have public transport.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad because I do drive to Arlington mostly because the Heights is so much further away from Mass Ave. Like, and then the bus I would take from Somerville, I think, just goes to Mass Ave, and then I would have to get a
Mhm.
second bus or something.
You'd have to transfer.
Yeah.
I think.
I should just bike. I mean, the bike path is, well, it's about to be beautiful because it'll be in the summer. And then that goes directly from Somerville right next to where I live.
Mm.
I think that goes right and then to the Trader Joe's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
And then I would have to go up a giant set of stairs.
the thing the problem with that is that it's great and it's something you should absolutely do, but it's also not something you can do year round. I mean, the second that it gets cold again, or it's rainy, or it's
Mhm.
snowing, you
Yeah.
can't use those.
Are you saying
lanes.
I can't get giant snow tires for my bike and just be one of those crazy people that
You
bikes
can
all winter?
You can absolutely do that.
I found out they call those fat bikes. It's
Oh,
fat
yeah.
bikes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's outside on a map.
Yeah.
You know.
I would be willing to do that, but the one thing is, so I used to commute on my bike to Harvard Square all year. But the most terrifying thing that happened in the winter is that I was biking through slush, and the slush kicked up from my wheel onto the chain and froze the chain as like a solid block of ice as I was going down a hill. So it kicked it up, it stuck to the chain, and as I was going down the hill, it froze. And then when I went to go pedal, it just like did the craziest derailing, like bunch of weird things. Like I was just sliding on the road.
Yeah.
Like that's actually like snow is actually easier than slush, which is weird.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the recommendation is probably not to be biking in the winter, unless you're like someone who is an avid cyclist or has been doing it for like a while,
Or while drunk.
Or Roger.
Yeah.
No,
Especially
don't
don't
do
bike
it.
in the winter while drunk.
right?
Yeah.
Especially don't do it.
That's our PSA for today.
Exactly.
From what I've seen, Boston is pretty good about keeping the bike lanes clear during the winter. So biking in the city is pretty good.
That's good.
Also, I heard the blue bikes, if you know
Mhm.
what blue bikes are, started to deploy electric bikes for people to use.
They're great. I
Yeah.
used those all the time last year because I don't have a bike here for myself. And once you start using, it's like it's a lazy person's bike, but once you start using it, it's great because you don't have to put in as much
I
effort, and they're
rented
very
one.
affordable. They're very affordable.
In San Francisco one time, we rented an electric bike, and it was very helpful.
I mean, especially in a hilly place like that,
Yeah.
and in parts of Boston, I think too, it makes a lot of sense to have it. Just because if you're not used to biking again in a hilly region, it's rough to go uphill.
Do they have a blue bike thing in Arlington?
Yeah, they do.
a few.
The furthest the blue bike comes up in Arlington is at the across from Town Hall.
Isn't it Mill Street have one?
Is it Mill? Does Mill Street have one?
Just by the Ace Hardware?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
that
wow.
might be the
Okay.
furthest that it goes up.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
That's good.
I've only ever stopped my bike at the one across from Town Hall in the center.
Oh.
But yeah, it's nice when they do. I wish they would honestly do it more, because then I could bike in as opposed to driving into work, because I have a blue bike station like right behind my house, so I could just grab that and go.
I've actually never ridden one. It's not hourly, right? It's by the mile?
It
How's
depends. You can pay for for it's like I can't remember the rates now. I could pull it up the rates. I
Can
have
you
a
get a
Blue Bike
subscription
app.
or like
You don't need to.
a
You can.
card
You
or
can. It's like the same thing that you can do with the Charlie cards. You can.
Yeah.
You can pay for like a monthly use, or like a
Mhm.
day trip, or just a single use ride, and then it's there's
Do you have to-
there's a specific charge on the, if we're talking the electric ones, there's a specific charge on it. So if you go further than the charge, it's going to stop
Oh, okay.
working.
Oh, that makes sense. But also, if you rode it to work and then like kept it at work and then rode it back to the
It would
The
charge.
station?
It would
does
charge you
charge
the
you.
entire time.
Yeah.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So you
Mhm.
have to park it. This is part of the reason why I couldn't use it.
My
Okay.
yeah.
my roommate used to bike to work, and one day when he went and was biking back, the Blue Bike station near where we live had been moved by the Blue Bike company, and he did not know that, so he biked all the way back and had nowhere to park his bike.
Oh,
So he asked one of us to load the bike into one of our cars and drive it to the nearest Blue Bike stop.
that's
Oh,
rough.
wow. So we should build one outside of ACMi.
We should.
Absolutely.
Get
We
way
can just
more
build our
members.
own, right? It doesn't have to be official.
I think you just suggested making a bike rack. That's-
Oh, okay.
I think it would be helpful if they had more that weren't on, because I think most of it follows along that bike path and Mass Ave, which I think makes sense. But it'd be helpful for a lot of people if it was more like spread out. Again, with that same idea that there's spaces in between paths that people can't access, because you could still park your bike and then have to walk the rest of the way to get somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to bike into the city to then go outside
Out
the
of the
city.
city. Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Just
exactly.
like the MBTA.
Yeah. There was another thing about ice that I'm trying to remember that we had mentioned last time.
Kind of ice.
Black ice.
Oh, okay.
It's a new drug.
No. Sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
Put sand on your sidewalks
Yeah.
Mm.
Put sand on your sidewalks.
Yeah.
because it melts during the night, day, and then it freezes at night. And your elderly neighbors
Mm.
walk their dog in the morning and
Mhm.
Yeah.
smack their bums on the ground.
Actually, I never thought about this. So you use sand, not salt?
Salt, well, in the morning it's frozen again.
Yeah.
And sometimes the salt doesn't keep working. It
Yeah.
gets washed away, or, it's definitely there's incredibly slippery sidewalks.
But I never thought about that as sand more like eco-friendly? Because I know that salt is like kind of a little bad
Hmm
for plants and
There is better kinds of salt, probably not,
Mhm.
incredibly good, but we use the pet-friendly salt.
okay,
And then sand, it's natural.
just sand. Yeah,
Yeah.
I never. I would totally do that because I used a lot of salt this year. Because my downstairs neighbor had knee surgery and we were like doing all the shoveling and like just helping her out a lot and
Mhm.
I just used tremendous amounts of salt because I was
Mhm.
like, well, it's bad for the yard, but like she just had knee surgery. Like I'm not gonna like
It will recover. His yard will recover. Yeah, it's just that there was so much snow, that, and when it gets above 32 or something, it starts melt, and then it goes down, the temperature goes down at night and refreezes.
Yeah.
We're gonna have more snow Monday.
Yeah. That's
What the actual?
we all
crazy.
waited.
Well, so what's funny is that by the time this podcast comes out, it's either going to be like Monday or Tuesday. So whoever's listening to this, it's either more snow than you expect or it was less snow than you expected. I think it's only going to be an inch though.
They said that the forecast as of right now is that it's supposed to be an inch, and it's supposed to
Wow.
be, and it's supposed to go away relatively quickly.
Yeah.
But it's also it's going to be a rainy weekend, something like that. So I think we're just going to be in the usual springtime thing of like
Mud season.
Yeah. It's going to be wet. It's going to be hot. It's going to be wet. It's going to be snow. It's going to be wet. Yeah.
We should do, like, one time I took a ACMi camera down and interviewed a bunch of people at the market and just, like, why they were there, what they liked about it. It was just the most wonderful community-oriented thing that It was
Yeah.
nice.
We do
and-
have plans to be back there. So
Yeah,
you will
good.
catch ACMi out at the, and it looks like it's June. So
With a
in
booth?
June, we're going to be going back out there and meeting the public and talking to you folks that listen. So yeah, we'll hopefully have a booth. And if we don't have a booth, you'll definitely find me wandering around with the camera. Come say hi if you see me. If you like care to, I mean, I'll be there.
If you want to volunteer, talk to Josh.
Yeah.
Become a volunteer. Be on the podcast.
Yeah,
It's great.
we need more voices like yours.
Yes.
Also, I want to say too, while we're talking about ACMi stuff specifically, Cooper, who we mentioned in the story of the Massachusetts Music Educators Association All-State Conference, is a wonderful, wonderful student at AHS, volunteer with ACMi. He's helped on a number of productions that we've done. We've gone to record those performances that
music
he's
tech
yeah,
concerts, yeah.
that he's been a part of, and it really is amazing work that I think I spoke to our youth coordinator a lot about this. It's like we watch and go, I can't believe he's in high school. It's amazing, like the things that, and I think that's true for so many students that we've encountered here in Arlington. It's just the output is crazy. The things that they are able to do while still being high school students. And so shout out to Cooper. Thank you for all your help that you've done. And we definitely are going to be super supportive going forward because you're awesome.
Yeah, and definitely for anyone listening, I'll again try to be good about links. The Music Tech concert has Cooper's music video, I think for the composition that he was recognized for, and it is a also fully 3D animated music video that he produced as well. So it's not just that the composition is incredible, it's also that like this high school student made, really good sounding modern, I don't know, experimental electronic type music, but also with a fully 3D rendered, like insanely beautiful music video. So
yeah, and I think part of the reason that it's so amazing to me is like I've always said, if I had two like the ordinary superpowers, I don't know if you ever heard that term. It's like things that a good number of people can actually do, but you're just not able to do, is play an instrument and speak another language. Because I've tried learning 4 languages at this point and have failed in, it's somewhere in there, but it's definitely not something I can pull from very easily. And instruments, I've tried playing so many different instruments, and even with something like a musical theater background, a dance background, something that it's like, oh, you can keep time. Oh, you're good with rhythm or something like that. Terrible as soon as it's an instrument. I haven't. My grandmother got me a $300 acoustic guitar for my birthday that I played 3 times before giving it to someone else who plays it to this day.
I was gonna say, it sounds like you just haven't found the right instrument. Like at first I was like, are you just a drummer and you don't know? Like, I feel like there's an instrument for everyone though. Yours might just be like didgeridoo.
Yeah.
Or like the triangle.
Yeah, the triangle.
Triangle. Yeah.
Honestly, no dissing the percussionists out there. We support a percussionist with a triangle.
But yeah, no, it's definitely one of those things. Like I tried to play guitar and I hated chords.
Mhm.
And as soon as I started playing bass guitar, I was like, wow, no, this is like it. And then, I've been playing bass, for like 20 years now. So like that, for me, that was just, it's the instrument that sticks. And then I've tried to learn piano and guitar so many times, but and drums, and it's the like 2 hands doing different things. Doesn't work for me. But then, as soon as I have an instrument where it can just all be contained with, or you don't have to think about it as much. Like I brought in earlier the tongue drum. Yeah. Which is like, you just have 2 mallets and you can play chords, but it's like, it's more like a bass. You don't have all these things going on. But for guitar, it feels like, I'm like trying to memorize chords and my fingers hurt and I'm just like bleeding and I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah. But even like from my perspective, something like that is so much more complex. Like going to that bass level. Like I can see like if you are a bassist and looking at a guitarist that there's different ways to make it really complicated. But like just even getting to that Like, I remember struggling with the recorder. It's not great. I can do hot cross buns, but that's, as far as I can get. But yeah, do you have anything like that, ordinary superpowers that you wish you had?
Well, I was going to say, I wish I had a theremin. I'd like to play a
Oh, theremin. Yeah.
an instrument.
That's an instrument
That is I feel like there's
didgeridoo-like instrument.
there's definitely a right way to play, but also it feels like there's no wrong way to play.
Yeah.
That's
What
the
is it,
instrument.
a theremin?
Yeah, it looks like a metal rod that's just upright across like a wooden base, and based off of where you place your hand within the space between those axes, it changes the note. that's
It
played.
has it senses, is it electromagnetism or like?
Yeah.
So yeah, because your hands are like conductive. It then, that changes the pitch as your hands get closer. So it's like a powered rod, essentially.
Yeah.
And then these days they have like effects on them. You can also auto-tune them, so you can't play wrong notes. But if you're really good at the theremin, you could like know exactly where to put your fingers to hit the right notes.
Yeah, which is awesome to see too, because the people are just like poking into the air perfectly.
My church, St. John's, on Pleasant Street, has a LGBTQ photography exhibit that is opening next week, the week of the 23rd, I think.
Yeah.
What's it say in the calendar?
Yeah,
23rd.
23rd, yeah. So call the church, 648-4819, and it's a really high quality exhibit. So
Nice.
All right, then I think that wraps that up. So, thanks for listening to Amplify Arlington. If you missed anything or want to revisit it, find us on ACMi's YouTube page or wherever you get your podcasts.
Perfect.
yeah.
Hello, this is Stuart here. I realized during the podcast we had mentioned a tongue drum, and the studio's closed now, and I got to record a little bit of what that sounds like for anyone who's interested. I'm new to playing it, but I thought it might be a nice, different way to end the podcast. So here we go.